Welcome back one and all to another video today. I've decided just to sit down and speak to you guys about a few things that have had a big impact on my filming and that side of things over the last few weeks. Now, very different from the last few videos because I've been really focusing on cinematic stuff and yeah, getting really into that side of things. But I thought I should just sit down and kind of explain what setup I'm using and how my new setup has massively affected and kind of changed my filming style over the last couple of weeks. Now, those of you who pay a really, close amount of attention to detail may notice that compared to the last time I was sitting in my room like this is massively zoomed out. It's pretty far back. In comparison, you can see a lot more of my room, which meant that I did actually have to tidy a lot more than I usually do. But yes, I actually got a new lens for my vlogging setup. Now, I have spoken about this very briefly in maybe 2 or 3 vlogs ago, just explaining that I have got a new lens and that is very different from my last one, but I haven't really gone into detail, so I thought I would just do that today. So when I first got the Canon 700D, it came with a stock 18 to 55mm lens. Now, I didn't really know that much about cameras when I first got it, so I just thought, yeah, that'll be fine. And it was fine, for the first maybe 5 months of filming, I didn't really notice very much. It was good enough, it did the job, and it allowed me to get into filmmaking, get into a little bit of photography, and yeah, it did the job. That's the best way to put it, to be honest. There were some drawbacks, it's not the best. Obviously there's a lot of nicer lenses that you could get, but it did the job, so I wasn't too fussed. So before Christmas, I started looking at wide angle lenses. I know a lot of people use them, a lot of big vloggers use them, and I thought, well, maybe this is the right way to go. I'll have a think about it, and I decided I'm gonna do it. I decided to ask for it for Christmas. I didn't actually buy it myself. I was lucky enough to ask for it for Christmas, and my mum and dad actually got it for me as my main Christmas present, so pretty lucky with that. But from putting it on the camera on Christmas Day, I am absolutely chuffed with it. So yes, I should probably explain what the lens is before I start speaking about it too much. It is the 10 to 18 STM lens from Canon, and it has an aperture from 4.5 to 5.6. Quick thing, I just realised I didn't say this in the middle of the video when I was explaining the camera. This is predominantly about the lens, about my lens upgrade, but if you guys are wondering, the whole vlogging setup that I'm using here is the 10 to 18mm STM lens from Canon. I've got the 18 to 55mm lens from Canon that comes with the 700D, the stock lens. The Canon 700D is my DSLR. I've got the Rode Mic Go as my microphone, and I've got the Joby Gorrillapod to hold it out, to do time lapses and all that sort of stuff. So a very, general vlogging setup. I know a lot of people use this, but the wide angle has just massively changed the way I film. I'm no massive camera geek, there's a lot of people who know a lot more about lenses than me, but just in terms of vlogging and usability, I just want to explain how good this lens is for that side of things. So before I start blabbing about it too much, I just want to put things into perspective for you guys. So this is a 10 to 18mm lens, and the lens I was originally using was 18 to 55. So the highest amount of zoom on this lens was the lowest amount of zoom on the other lens that I was using. Currently, this is sitting at about 12mm. It's not fully zoomed out, but it's also not fully zoomed in. So this is what my 18mm lens would have been like. So I've got this about maybe half a meter away from me on my desk, maybe a bit more actually, and that is what it's like. I only just about get my face in, and yeah, it's pretty hard to actually get yourself in, and especially if you're holding it, vlogging like usual people do, holding it out on a Gorillapod, it's much harder to get you and somebody else in because it is relatively zoomed in. Now, if you compare it to the all the way zoomed out 10mm, you can see, it's just so wide. You get so much in, way more than you think, and in terms of just going out, and filming different things, it makes it so much easier because you can get so much in one shot. So I don't want to bore you guys anymore with talking about this. I am going to give you some test shots. So I've been shooting with this for the last few weeks. It has been pretty much on my camera the whole time. I haven't really changed back to my 18 to 55. Basically, in my last 3 videos, it has been solely this lens. So I'm just going to give you guys a quick showcase, and yeah, this is what this lens is capable of. So yeah, as you can see, it's very usable. You know, I filmed all of those videos, all of those clips with this lens, and it's just great. Now, another massive thing is when you're walking along filming with somebody else. So when you've got holding the camera out in front of you, this is so incredibly wide. You can easily get 2 people in, if not 3 or 4. It's just great because it's so set back almost that you kind of frame you and another person easily without having to really stretch out and hold it far back to get both of you in. So I hope you guys have got a bit of an idea of how useful having a wide angle lens can be. It genuinely has really changed the way I film. It's just made filming and vlogging so much easier, and that kind of almost encourages me to go and film more, just because it's just so much easier to get people in the shots, get shots of different things, and yeah, it's great. Now there are a few setbacks, like it's not a particularly fast lens, the aperture isn't very low, the lowest is 4.5, which isn't that much, so low light, again, not incredible, but to be honest, the 700D isn't incredible in low light anyway, so that's something that I wasn't really expecting from a wide angle lens. But in terms of my filming and vlogging, this is, you know, this has completely set me up for the next few months. You know, I love it, it's great. I'm managing to film cinematic stuff with it, and it's working really well. And I don't really need to upgrade at the moment. Things are going well, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I'm using. Now, because I'm getting more into the cinematic side of things, I am looking at maybe upgrading in, I don't know, 8 months or something to maybe a Sony Alpha, because their low light performance is amazing, but you know, that's a whole different price range to this type of camera. So in terms of having a 700D, having, you know, a good DSLR that isn't ridiculously expensive, and a nice lens that isn't ridiculously expensive, this all fits perfectly. So I am just editing up the video, and I realised I completely forgot to end it. I'm in my completely chilled editing gym clothes right now. And yeah, I'm just going to end the video up here, so thank you very much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you guys are new around here, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you get notified every time that I post a new video. But yeah, lots of awesome stuff on the way. Going to be doing some cinematic filming with my friend this weekend in London, and yeah, really looking forward to doing it all. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.